All right, so food truck pricing 101. I'm going to break down your cost of goods and understand the difference between cost of goods and the products that you're actually packaging them in, especially if you're running a food truck. And if you're brand new or if you're already there, I'm going to give you some tips and pointers to make sure you're pricing and accounting for your food properly. We're going to dive into that right now, Food Truck Freaks. All right, should you include to-go items in food costs? Well, this is actually a question that actually came to me from our other channel, Marketing Food Online. And I wanted to address it to our subscribers here on Food Truck Freaks. Most food truck owners get this wrong, and it's costing them some serious money. Now, are you supposed to actually include napkins, forks, takeout boxes in your food cost? Well, let's break this down so you can actually price smarter and stay profitable with your food truck business, especially if you're just launching or you're new to the food truck business industry. You definitely want to listen to this from beginning to end. So your food cost is just the cost of ingredients that your customers will actually eat. Now, that's your meat, your bread, cheese, sauces, toppings, and spices. Everything that ends up in the mouth of your customer is actually a food cost. Now, you add all of that up, of course, then divided by the price you sell the item for. That gives you your food cost percentage. Now, I'm going to throw some graphics up here on the screen to explain how this works. So let's say burger ingredients around $2.25. Your selling price is around $9. Now, your food costs, as an example, will be around 25%. Now, here's a quick tip, though. For food trucks, aim for a food cost of 30% or less. That actually leaves you some room for everything else that you've got to pay for. Now, pay attention to this part right here. This is where people get confused. You might think those trays, sauce cups, paper boats that you've got, foil wraps, or even napkins should actually be part of your food costs. But technically, they're actually not. Now, these are actually called operating supplies or packaging costs. For instance, they go by a couple different names, but they mean the same thing. They don't get eaten. They just help serve the food that you're making. Now, that's a very unique distinction, and that's something you need to be aware of. But here's the catch. So if you ignore them completely, they will destroy your profits. Now, a sauce cup might only cost you around 4 cents. I got it. But if you go through 1,000 of them a month, that's $40, okay? So now multiply that across 4 or 5 types of packaging that you may have on your food truck, and it adds up quite fast. So here is what smart food truck owners will actually do, especially those veteran ones who understand the cost of everything. The thing is, they calculate food costs separately, okay? Then they estimate the average packaging cost per item. Yes, average it out, and it maybe it's like 35 cents for tacos or even 60 cents for a burger meal with utensils, right? Then they add both together and use that total to actually set the menu price. Now, here's another example to help you understand this. So let's say taco ingredients, right? They equal about $1.80. Now, packaging, which would be, let's say, tray, a napkin, and foil, for instance, is around 40 cents. Your total cost is around $2.20. So that target price point is around $7.50 or higher if you want to go. It's up to you, but $7.50 or higher. Now, that actually gives you room for profit. And then, of course, labor, gas, permits, and any surprise costs that may come along the way. Now, you don't want to forget to account for the price changes too. Now, that happens from time to time. So if your packaging supplier actually raises a cost and you don't actually adjust your pricing, you lose money very, very fast, okay? And of course, now lately with the tariffs and everything, there's a lot of those supplies that are coming in much more expensive. Don't overpackage also. A fancy box doesn't help if it cuts your profit in half. There's no need to do that. Don't also just copy another truck's pricing. Their cost might be totally different than yours because they could be getting better prices on packaging. They could be better prices on ingredients. So you want to figure this out for your menu specifically. Just add the cost of each disposable item you use to serve the dish with, okay? That actually includes anything like, the tray or boat, the wrap or foil, if it's a fork or spoon, napkins, condiment cups or lids, even the branded sticker, if you're using one as well. All of those things really do add up, even if they're pennies, but you're selling 10,000, meals a month. That's a lot of money. So add that up per item, okay? And then you want to track it, if you can, on a spreadsheet. There's a better way to do that. The more accurate you are, the better you can price your food on your food truck, and of course, stay profitable. So to wrap this up, let's recap. No, to-go items are not part of the food cost percentage, but yes, you do need to be factored into your final pricing. Now, if you skip this part, your profits will leak out napkins and sauces and sauce cups, that's where your profits are going to go. So I had this question from my other channel. I hope I'm actually going to send it to the subscriber, but I know there's a handful of you who probably are asking the same question. So that is definitely one thing you want to think about. Those are two separate aspects from the idea of pricing a retail price point for a food truck item. So if that was helpful, definitely give us a big thumbs up. If you had questions about this, let me know down below, and definitely check out our additional videos here. If this is your first video, we have a ton of great resources and information here on Food Truck Freaks. And I'll see you guys on our next video.